To finish this series of mini tutorials on Skull Tales Full Sail, we bring you the explanation of the port phase. In the port phase, we will use the components that you can see in the image. The character sheets with all their gold, prestige points and equipment cards. Then, after removing the boards, place the port board along with the event decks of cards. The port board is very simple. It has 5 locations, each of them with its own deck of event cards. It also has a track of time units. The character tokens begin at position 20 of the track, and when all have reached position 0, the port phase ends. The players are going to take turns and move between different locations, spending time units to do so, activating events in each location and performing actions on those sites. Each location has a series of actions which a character may perform. All players will have a help sheet like this one, where they can find a detailed list of the available actions in each location. In the locations, there are up to 6 special characters, one more than locations, as there are 2 in the church. These characters will allow you to learn new skills once you have earned enough gold and prestige, once you are a fearsome and well-known pirate, that is. You may learn these skills, which will act like the initial skills, providing benefits to the character in any of the stages of the game, either adventure, cruise, or port phases, thus making that character an even better pirate. The procedure for the port phase are very easy. First, you have to choose who moves first. In the event of a tie in time units, it will be the captain who decides the turn order. If, for example, the captain is the Masked Avenger, it can decide that the hit woman will begin playing first. The hit woman wants to move to the market square and spends 2 time units to move there. Each time a character moves by a location, it spends 1 time unit. Whenever a character enters a new location, you will need to draw an event card from that location's deck. As the hit woman moved to this market square, it draws an event from the market square deck. The events can be of many different types, like interpretive events, skill-related events. They can have positive or negative effects, etc. Apply the event drawn, and then the hit woman can perform any action she wants in the market square. For example, you could stock up. In the market square, a character can buy all the rum and concoctions that they want, as long as they can afford them. The hit woman has 11 coins, so she spends 5 coins to obtain supplies. In addition, this action will cost 1 time unit. During a character's turn, they will be able to move and/or do one action in the location they're in any order. Whenever a character enters a location, they have to draw an event. But if they remain there, there is no need to draw a new event. There are another 2 decks of cards in the port phase, the Rumors deck and the Requests for the Captain deck. Being the captain in the port phase is especially interesting. There are several actions within the locations that only the captain can do. For example, entering the madam's house has a cost of 7 coins for all the characters, except for the captain, who can enter for free. In the example, the captain is the Masked Avenger, so he could spend 3 time units to reach the madam's house, but would not need to pay 7 coins to enter. Once there, after drawing an event, it could carry out any of the actions available in exchange for some time units and/or money. For example, the Masked Avenger decides that he wants to listen to rumors. You can listen to rumors in 2 locations. The madam's house, which is easier to achieve, but it will be more expensive if you're not the captain, or in the canteen, with a harder dice roll, but it is free to enter. In the example, the Masked Avenger wants to hear rumors at the madam's mansion, so he takes a perception roll with a difficulty value of 4. The Avenger has a perception of 3, so it would roll 3 dice. In this case, the roll fails, so the Avenger won't draw a rumor card from the deck, but it will still have to pay the 2 time units from performing the action. The deck of Requests for the Captain cards is a lot of fun. They can only be acquired at the docks by the captain. They are private requests for the captain, and they will offer additional objectives that could interfere with the main objective of a mission, or simply make the captain want to delay compliance with the main goal to fulfill this special request first. Another interesting action that can be done on the docks is to receive a character's salary. Any character can make this action once per port phase, in exchange for a time unit. For example, the watcher moves from the boat to the docks for a time unit, then spends another time unit to collect his wages. With this action, the character receives as much money as indicated in the character's sheet. Once more, bearing the captaincy is interesting because the captain receives a fixed wage of 50 coins. In the docks, the captain can also collect the crew's booty, if the adventure was successful. In the Madam's Mansion, you can also receive a luxury treatment for a price of 10 coins and a unit of time. With this action, the character discards all wounds received. For example, the cabin boy moves to the mansion, paying 7 coins to enter and the time units necessary to enter, in this case 3. Once there, it would play an event of the mansion and would then pay 10 coins for the luxury treatment. In the canteen, you can do different actions, like listening to rumors. You can also recruit allies who will help you in the game, as long as you can pay their wages plus a unit of time at the time of hiring them. You could also hire pirate groups to help you work on the boat. In church, the characters can recover life points very cheap or recover destiny points. In each location, there is at least one special non-player character, which influence the game in 2 ways. First, they are going to appear frequently in the events of their locations, so that you can gain their favor or rejection. Being rejected by a special character will prevent you from getting new skills in that location up to the next port phase. However, earning their favor will give you benefits. These characters are very important because they will teach you new skills once your character has earned enough gold and prestige. The port phase is where you can enjoy the role of each character the most, and you can customize and adapt your character to your liking. The new skills that you can learn are classified in 6 categories, with more than 100 new skills in total. This should give you a hint of the many ways that you can take to develop a character. This phase ends when all players have spent their time units and have returned to the boat. This may seem very simple, but you have to be very careful, because events can make you lose time when you least expect it. When you play this stage, you'll need to calculate your actions if you don't want to be left back on land, as the events can be negative and make you lose time. Once all the character tokens reach the end of the time track, the port phase will be completed.